have with us today Louie Bischoff. Louie is the founder of, help me here, it's NRT, Next Right Thing, Marketing. I've known Louie for what, about 5-6 years now, something like that. And she's an expert in all of the social media. Recently, she took her own TikTok account from about 250 or so to around 8,000, and to how many likes? Around 20?
About, yeah, 18.5.
All right, so nearly 20,000 likes. So if that would be helpful for you in your business, I think Louie has some things that might be beneficial. So everyone, welcome Louie Bischoff.
Thank you. Thank you. So hi everyone. So firstly, thank you for your patience. And I do apologize. I do want to be respectful of your time, and I am apologizing for being late. I'm not making an excuse. It's just information that this is in the Southeast Valley, and I live in the Northeast Valley in Cave Creek. So if anyone knows where Cave Creek is, it's about an hour away. So again, not making an excuse, just information. So I appreciate being here. I'm like walking in here, I'm like smelling all that hot sauce. Like, ooh, these are my kind of people. This is my kind of place. It smells really wonderful and delicious. And thank you also for being able to allow me to be here to help you guys out, just learn a little bit about TikTok. I'll go through what we're going to learn about today and what I'm going to share with you, but let me go ahead and give you a little bit about my background. So real quickly, I grew up here in the Valley. I am from Phoenix. I grew up around 32nd Street in Indian School area, so kind of like central Phoenix-ish. Anybody else native-ish, high school kind of thing? Okay. For about $30 million, and was working again with the factories in China, manufacturing the products that were not the jackets or the pants, okay? So the reason why I want to say that is just to kind of show up here and say like, hey, I know business, and I understand strategy, and I understand what it's like to be like, hey, what's this new fangled fill in the blank, right? What's this new shiny thing? How am I supposed to pay attention to it? A lot of times what I do also is that I'm meeting with people and I'm talking about TikTok, and because I am 55, 56 years old, I understand business and I have a lot of experience, and I understand technology and where that is. So a lot of business people are like, okay, you're not 25, what do you know about TikTok? But if you also speak to a 25-year-old, what do you know about business? So being able to show up in that space, I'm a small business owner. I know what it's like. Last Thursday, I don't know about anybody else in this room, like I'm just telling you, a job at Native Wings or a job at Starbucks was looking really good last Thursday. Because I was like, not for any reason, it was just one of those days, that's all it was, right? Spoiler alert, I'm not working there, I'm here to be able to share with you guys. So I just wanted to give you guys a little bit of my background and just two more things. In 2015, I started working for Facebook Incorporated, Meta. I worked directly for the company as an advertising account manager. That's where I leveled up my understanding and knowledge about technology. That's when I learned about algorithms. That's when I learned about how do you work with the system. That's when I learned about how one puzzle piece is fitting into another puzzle piece on the internet as a digital marketer, as a business owner. I was in that role for almost 3 years. So I wanted to mention that again to give you a baseline of how I'm showing up with information and experience. Plus, in July of 2022, just this past July, I had already been on the back end of TikTok for 2 years doing paid ads with some of my clients. TikTok was literally pulling me into marketing panels. So I'm on Zoom calls with TikTok. I'm on Zoom calls with the people that are American people and the Chinese people. So I speak Chinese, I live in Taiwan. I'm not like trying to like cheat, trick them or anything. I'm just saying hi in Chinese, like I'm speaking a little bit of Chinese. So now they're not telling me secrets, that's not it. But everyone in this room, I'm sure you understand, that's how you build relationships. You build relationships. In July of 2022, only 35 marketers from the entire United States were invited to the TikTok for Business, not the influencers, not the creators, TikTok for Business. The office is in Austin, Texas. I was one of those 35. So I'm showing up here today, not as a marketer with an opinion, not as someone that's like, hey, this is what you should be doing. I'm showing up with, like, I get business. I understand what that looks like. Let's look at what this looks like for strategy. I understand technology. I worked for these companies, and I was trained in the workshop by TikTok for Business. So being able to understand, like, these are the best practices. This is the information that I want to bring forward to you so that you've got something in your pocket that helps you understand this a little bit more. So before I kind of get into it, and I know it's a little bit long-winded, but I wanted to kind of just set up that context. So before I get into this, any quick questions? Yeah, go ahead.
Well, we're hearing that all the governments are saying you can't be on TikTok.
I'm
because of
gonna get to that.
security.
Yep, exactly, 100%. I'm gonna address that. Anything else? Yep.
I know nothing about TikTok.
Okay. Good,
Ditto.
perfect. Yeah,
Ditto.
1,000%. No problem. I'm gonna help you.
Absolutely nothing.
100%. I'm here to help you. I know a guy. No, I know a gal. There we go. All right, anything else real quick? Okay, and also, the way that I just move through my presentations and when I work with people, I'm not standing up here and like, let me tell you all this information and then there's questions afterward. I understand that this is new. I understand I don't know anything about TikTok. I understand who cares about TikTok, what am I supposed to do? One more thing for me to frickin' figure out. I understand all that. So please interrupt, please ask questions because your question is probably the same question 20 other people have, okay? So also I just wanna say is like, I've done this presentation lots of times, but on Zoom, right? Cause like everything's been in the Zoom world. So again, just please feel free to raise your hand or just shout out, you know, whatever I can do to help, because I'm here to help, because I don't wanna say it's complicated, but it's information that's like, I don't get it. Where am I even supposed to start? So let me help you out, okay? So anyway, hi everybody, my name's Louie, sorry for being late. So we're gonna go through some must-know tips, and we're just gonna kind of go from like being hesitant to like, heck yeah, like I'm on it. Well, you may not be heck yeah, I'm on it, but we'll get you there a little bit. All right, so who's it trading for today? Well, everyone who's here, right? So are you a small business owner? Are you a coach? Are you a consultant? Are you B2B? Oh, TikTok's not gonna work for me. I'm B2B. No, it's gonna work for you. Oh, I'm B2C. Oh, I'm D2C, direct to consumer. Okay, who's it for? It's for everyone who's here, right? Oh, no, it's just for people in their 20s. No, it's everyone, right? Okay, you already are on it. You wanna get better, or you wanna run your TikTok account yourself. How do I get better? You want someone else to do it for you because you don't wanna like do another thing, right? Or like the last one says, it's just like, I'm supposed to do something, I don't know where I'm supposed to start. So this is a quick note, this is what we're gonna go through, we're gonna totally talk about that, going to give you some information. I got you guys, I got you, okay? Information about TikTok, why you need to use TikTok, getting started, and kind of like, okay, so then what? Who cares? Well, let's figure out how do we make it as a business, okay? All right, so, these are gonna be pretty surprising. Did you know TikTok users in the United States, 40 years old and older, are almost 1/3 of the total TikTok users? I don't need to be on TikTok, that's just for kids. I don't need to be on TikTok, everyone's just dancing. I don't need to be on TikTok, my customer's not on TikTok. I don't need to be on TikTok, my friends are not on TikTok. 1/3 of TikTok users in the United States are over the age of 40. Now, I'm not saying I know how old everyone is here, but the majority, I'm just gonna say majority, may be over 40. And that means that you're on there, and you're on there, and you're on there, and you're on there. Okay? No, it's just for kids, it's not. Before I kind of go a little bit further, anyone in here, as just a consumer and just as a user, watch TikTok, consume TikTok at all? Okay. How often do you go on every day?
No, I have a business, so I haven't girl that works for me that posts videos for me.
Okay, so you're,
I go
yeah,
casual.
right, but you're not using it as a user.
It's hypnotizing.
Exactly, right?
So, heck, yeah, I dabble with it, but
Okay, anyone else TikTok user, go ahead.
Yeah, I use it myself in some business.
Okay, so just talk about your personal, as a user, as a person.
I tend to use it more like searching stuff instead of doing that.
I use it also.
Yeah, I'll touch on that too.
I've made videos just for fun, because it is fun, and then there's stuff I've learned how to use on my phone. Because I'm an iPhone user.
User, just users right now, users. Rick?
Yeah, I use it, when I started using it, it showed me what you probably would think it showed me. And, you know, I had to learn how to train it, what my wife said I wasn't interested in. That was,
I'm interested in Taylor Swift.
that's a bit of a learning curve, but once I did that, then I get more of the kind of information I want to have. So, yeah, it's been an experience. I've dabbled, I've posted a couple of videos, but not really a business account yet, so I'll be
Yeah.
interested in learning.
Yeah, so let me just touch on I'll go through these two, but let me just touch on a couple points that you might have heard as a user, okay? As a user, it's hypnotizing. I've learned new things. I use TikTok more than I use Google.
I know that.
I use TikTok
Mhm.
more than I use Google. TikTok has surpassed Google for certain age ranges of people searching. How do you search on TikTok? I mean, we don't have to get into it, but how do you search on TikTok? You can search by brand name. You can search by hashtags. Okay, what she shared when I was in Texas, that is a huge thing that they said. Is that people are on the platform using it for more things than they ever thought that it would be useful. It's hypnotizing. Got it, okay?
Educational.
Educational, yeah.
It's entertaining too.
Yeah, it's entertaining. I'm just gonna be on TikTok for 10 minutes, frickin' 3 hours later, right? So a couple things here, just on an official disclaimer, right? You guys heard I have my MBA. I'm not a therapist. I'm not a psychologist. I'm not a neurotherapist. None of that. But this is what I understand about humanity. Why is TikTok so big? Why do I care? Why are people talking about it? Okay, a couple different things. Number one, March 2020, the world shut down. We all know that. March 2020, the world shut down, and all those creative people, whoever they are, all those creative people, they didn't go to work anymore. I mean, no one did, right? But those creative people, they're like, I still need to be creative. How do I be creative? Oh, look at this place I can be creative. So all these creative people started creating content. And then all these other people were like, freaking, I'm not creative. Like, give me a Crayola and it breaks. Like, that's as creative, right? Like, oh my gosh, I'm bored. I'm going to watch. So you've got all these creative people who are making content, and you have all these other people who are not creative watching the content. So all of a sudden, this little business that was this big went this big. Okay? We all have seen those kinds of ideas, right? Okay, the other thing I want to share with you is not only that's how it mushroomed, we all know that business strategy of give it away for free first and charge for it later. Many of you may have like, hey, here's my free little PDF, here's my free webinar, whatever that may be. You know, I go to the ice cream shop, here's a little sample of the mint chocolate, right? We all know this business structure. Hey, that's what TikTok did. So TikTok is like, here's a creator, 40,000 views, 400,000 views, 4 million views, 40 million views, right? We've heard these like, oh my gosh, like, what the heck? Well, let me step over here for 1 second on the algorithm stuff and all that stuff, right? And this is not a trick or anything. It's like, it's a proverbial dial, right? The wizard behind the curtain. They're gonna turn up the volume because like, dang, all these people are here. Like, we wanna keep them here. Like, how do we keep these people here? Oh, let's keep showing them content that they like. We'll figure it out. Keep showing them different things. How do we keep people creating? Let's turn up the volume. Let's figure it out, right? And now, the reason why I was in Texas is because now they're coming forward with ads. Now it's TikTok for business. Now how do I show up as TikTok for business? So I just kind of wanted to share, just kind of lay that groundwork for you guys, just so you can kind of understand what that all looks like and how it got so big and why it's such a thing. So those 40, no, I saw you again. Those 40 million views, like that little wizard behind the curtain now is turning them down. So that people don't get 4,000, 4 million, 40 million. They don't get those anymore. Some do, right? But in general. So that's why you've got to have strategy or whatever this all looks like. Go ahead.
How does the platform work with the other social medias? Is there a connection to them? Is it completely separate? I know they're separate companies, but if you got a reel on Instagram, is it easy to just share it to TikTok? Because you got to basically recreate a whole thing.
Well, they're saying yes and no. So yes and no. So the question is real quickly, like, okay, so if I'm doing XYZ on Instagram, can I do that XYZ over here on TikTok? If I'm doing XYZ on TikTok, can I take that XYZ and do it on Instagram? The answer is not no, right? It's not like no. It's not like it's in its own channel. It's kind of yes, but that's why you want to work with professionals. So what I mean is like, okay, I made a video on TikTok. I literally have my own marketing company. I make content. I make 60 pieces of content a month. Excuse me, 20 pieces of content a month. I post a video Monday through Friday, 4 weeks a month. So, and I operate on a content calendar, so I'm making 60 pieces of content in the 90-day cycle, okay? Don't get stuck in what I'm saying. But what I'm saying is that, one second, is that I'm making a Monday video, and I'm posting, my team's posting my Monday video on TikTok, on Instagram, on YouTube Shorts, on LinkedIn, and on Facebook. So for me, and anybody in here, before we get stuck in like SEO and Google search and search engine optimization, guess what? I have one piece of content that now is getting picked up by Google in 5 different places. And now, if anyone's searching for a TikTok for business expert, because I'm putting, and I'm not advocating, that's not what I'm saying. I know that this is what I do in my business. This is how I move forward. This is how I'm an expert. Is that I'm posting Monday through Friday. I'm posting 20 pieces of content a month. That's a lot of content, but it's 20 times 5. And I'm not telling you to do that. That's not what I'm saying. But your question is, am I supposed to be doing, can I cross those? Right.
Not actually, I know you can, but are they integrated? Like when you post,
No.
when you post on Instagram, it goes to Facebook, you don't have to duplicate that.
No, they're not integrated, but like there's software, third-party software that can help you. Uh-huh.
Okay.
Yeah, some of them, like I use Hootsuite, that's just one.
That'll kind of.
Yeah, that's just one aspect. I don't know if it has TikTok, but I use it for LinkedIn.
Some do.
Oh, so okay, good.
You'll
That's
find
my
it.
question there.
Yeah, you'll find the one that you use.
So it's easier, I mean, once you got the video, it's great, but you just, it's nice to actually just pressing a button and sharing it.
It is nice.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna stop over here, step over here, I saw your hand. I'm gonna step over here for 1 second, just, so what he's talking about is, can I be on this pizza pan? Can I be on this pizza pan and be on this pizza pan and post here, here, and here? And this would be like a third party, like a Hootsuite or HubSpot or Later, or some kind of a scheduling software. So the answer is yes, okay? The answer is yes. Let me just say, however, ... is the algorithms on all of the platforms, all of them prefer native posting.
Correct.
Native posting. So when I say that, I could be here on this pizza pan and I could be like posting totally fine. The algorithms will show my content to 3 people. So, I mean, I'm not saying like, it's just information. However, if I'm off the pizza pan, if I'm like, okay, I'm gonna post natively to TikTok, I'm gonna post natively to Instagram, I'm gonna post natively to LinkedIn, the LinkedIn algorithm sees that I'm uploading from my phone or my computer native content.
It gets higher viewership.
It gets higher views, okay? Because it's rewarding you for posting
Using
native
their ad,
content.
being on there, getting brand.
So the answer's not like don't do it. That's not the answer. It's just information. That's all that it is. Okay. Go ahead. And I saw your hand too.
With Repurpose, is there a certain time of day that you
No.
found would be better than others?
No, and I get asked that a lot, and that's a great question, right? How long should my video be? How often should I post?
People consume content whenever,
Right.
whenever's.
What's the best
acceptable.
time? So your concept in your question is a great question, right? It's just that that's not how it works anymore. Because I see the content that I see, like he just said, when I get online.
Right.
So if you posted at 2 o'clock this afternoon, but I don't get online until 8 o'clock, it'll show me your content at 8
Some-
o'clock,
right.
right? So it just shows it to you whenever a consumer is there to be able to consume. So that's the same with posting content at whatever time. It's the same for, I know there's gonna show other people, marketers who are gonna be like, post on Mondays. Like, I don't wanna say none of it's true, but I'm just gonna say none of it's true. Because you may be able to be like, no, why are you saying that? I just looked at all my data for the last 50 years, and every Monday like, that's fine, totally fine.
Right.
Like, that works for you, but in general, okay? And I saw your hand, I'll come to that. Okay, one more thing that I do wanna emphasize, okay? It is free to use Facebook. It is free to use Instagram. It's free to use YouTube for the most part. It's free to use TikTok. Those businesses are not in business to support your business. So that's why you need to understand that and not feel sad if the content you're posting, the algorithm doesn't show it to people. They're not there to support your business. They're there to have their own business being supported. So they're gonna turn down the volume so that you buy ads.
Ads, baby. That's what I was gonna say.
Yeah, I mean, and it's not bad, it's not negative, it's just information.
You gotta compete with everybody
Yeah.
else.
Well, yeah, but I'm an expert, I'm into those stuff. But go ahead, you had a question?
Well, is there a way to take, if you create a video on TikTok, can you make it seem unique by changing the name, the file name, and the description and the title? If I want to repost it on YouTube, for example, are the algorithms smart enough to pick the content out of it, or do they go, oh, this is title, description, file name is different?
Yeah, great question. So the answer is, again, yes, and, right? So these are not binary answers. It's not like, oh, that's 100% no, oh, that's 100% yes. So when I worked at Facebook, that was one of the hugest things that I would communicate with people about all the time. Hey, Louie, I made this ad and I have this video and blah, 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 and this video is performing horribly in this ad. What should I do? Well, to your question, okay, don't use that video again because your video has a footprint, it has an address on your computer. So if you change, so hold on one second, if you change the address on your computer, you update it or you take out an image or something and you give it a different file name, you can upload that content and it will see it as new as opposed to like, why are you showing up with this bad apple? I already know it's a bad apple. Like, no. We can't put lipstick on the pig and think like it's gonna work, no. So that's why the answer is yes, okay, on that kind of thing. However, what you're asking is can I like, hey, I just posted this video in like July 2022. Do I have to like do all that work? No, just take it for wherever it's being stored on your computer, whatever, clouds or whatever, and repost it. It's okay. The algorithms will be like, that's fine. I'm gonna show that new video. It's gonna act as a new video. Now to your question, like, do I have to change all that if I'm posting a video on YouTube, on LinkedIn, on Instagram, on Facebook, on TikTok? Will the systems know that it's bad? The systems are not gonna know it's bad unless you're doing like bad things. So when I say bad things, unless you're trying to sex trafficking, unless you're trying to money launder, unless you're trying to sell cocaine, like these are all like super loud things, right? I mean, people aren't trying to like show up and like, hey, I'm gonna be like on XYZ street corner and they're posting it on all other platforms, right? Google's smart enough to like do that, but Google doesn't care if you're just like, hey, I'm running a sale for 2 for 1 this weekend. So does that help a little bit? So it's yes and no.
Yeah, kind of. I just got, you know, like I said, I have a lingerie store.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm not making videos in the lingerie
Yeah.
store, girls that work there.
Exactly.
And so I've got one that happens to be pretty good at it, so everybody else is intimidated by her. So now I'm down to one person who does a great job making videos.
Yeah,
I'd
well, the
like
other
to take
ones
those
to
and
go to
reuse
their
them on different platforms. But like I said, I don't want to just get squeezed out because it's the same video everywhere.
Right, so the answer is no. However, right, it also, because it is a lingerie store, so nothing's wrong with lingerie. However, how are you presenting it?
Well, no, I've got her just holding products.
Right, which
Yeah,
is fine.
nobody's-
And that's where it
that's a
can
whole
be,
other-
right, exactly,
Right,
right?
so
So,
your algorithm.
right, and if you're having someone show, have their clothing on, it's gonna be banned everywhere.
Right.
If you have that clothing on, the lingerie clothing on, and it's in a bedroom, it's all banned everywhere.
Right.
Okay, but that goes back to like, I mean, we could talk about the Puritan values and the, you know, the whole Plymouth Rock and all that kind of stuff. I digress, and I'm not taking one side or the other, I'm just saying like, that's kind of like where those are coming from.
No, it's on the hanger.
Yeah, which will be fine. So, I mean, I'm gonna keep moving forward, but I want to encourage questions because these are really, really, really valid questions, and it's not easy information. And the reason why I'm saying it's not easy information is because it's not, do these 5 things
And you'll find success.
and you will succeed. Because guess what? If I tell you do these 5 things, and what time is it right now? 12:43. I can guarantee you that those 5 things that I tell you at 12:43, by 5:43 this afternoon, they're not relevant. They're not relevant. They're not 0, but that's how fast it moves. Just as a side note, I was reading something online the other day, okay, whatever, like the 10 worst college majors to have: philosophy, photography, art history, marketing. Do you know why they said marketing was not a good major to have? Because when you're in school for 4 years and the professors are telling you and teaching you marketing, when you walk out, it's all not relevant because it changes so fast. Okay? And being able to have it change fast, and I know that. I'm an expert. I'm in this world every day. And I'm showing up like, I know Facebook, I know Instagram, I know TikTok, I know YouTube, I know what this looks like. I'm here to be able to help you. So there's not yes and no's, right? And I can't say do these 5 things, because they don't. It's not like that anymore. But it also hasn't been like that since 2012.
So based on that, would you say SEOs are a waste of money?
So, are there any SEO people?
That's a good question.
That was a trap.
Yeah. So the answer is not no, right? But here is what and I'm not an expert on Google. I'm not. Okay. I'm not an SEO expert. I know. But I understand how one little piece touches another. Okay. The answer is not no. However, SEO is looking for all these different points. So if and it's basically how am I building my business as a strategy?
Right.
As a strategy. So what I don't work with anyone on SEO. Not because it's bad or nothing at all. It's because I know that at 20 pieces of content times 5 a month, and I'm not telling you to do that, that's not what I'm saying. I know that that's 100 pieces of content that Google can find, plus being able to come here, plus being able to be on podcasts, plus I send out emails every day that align with that. Okay? So my database that I send out is 10,000 people. Now, these are not 10,000 like, oh my God, you've got 10,000 customers. My database is 10,000 people. Okay? But I send out emails, so I know. So when those little bots, right? When they're looking for all those points, then I know I'm coming up. Okay? I'm not telling you to do that. I'm not saying SEO has no value. That's not it at all. But writing blog posts, no. That's a no. So if anybody in here is telling you write a blog, okay? Because it doesn't, nobody's there. So if no one's there, there's no value. How long does it take you to write a blog post? 15 minutes? An hour? 2 hours?
Too long.
Too long. But I can make a quick video, I mean, even if you're like, I don't wanna make a video, but I can make a quick video in 10 seconds.
Don't blog.
Yeah.
TikTok.
Yeah, kind of a thing, right? And then just along those lines, and the last thing I'll say about that is Google's for free. So if you go and you search pizza places in this zip code, it's the people who pay for the ads. It's ad. So if you're paying for SEO and you're not paying for Google ads,
Right. You're screwing yourself.
yeah, because Google's not there to help your business grow unless you're paying for ads. It's not a trick. It's not. This is
Right.
not. They're not nefarious. This
Right.
is just
It's just what it
business
is.
model.
Right.
Yeah.
So pay for the ad, not the SEO.
I'm not advocating. I'm just saying.
But if you were
this-
nice, you.
Make sure you're doing that, Daryl, yes.
Yeah, if I were in your shoes, I mean, I don't know your business, I anything like that, right? But where I start my conversations with my clients is what's the strategy? Now, I don't mean like, what do you want to do this year? Like, okay, that's, oh, I want to grow 20%. But like, what's your marketing strategy? So for me, with my clients, like, I don't even bring in SEO until I've started working with them for at least 6 months, because we have this whole foundation of other things
Right.
that need to be done. So, and SEO is not gonna escalate you fast. So the answer is not no, that's not it at all. And I don't know, if you're paying $300, like, I don't know, right? But if you're paying $300 on SEO, like, you're not gonna get much on paid ads for $300. Kind of thing, okay? So, I mean, you guys can read this stuff, right? But I just wanted to say, like, you know, this is the largest growing demographic, fastest growing. Also, people on TikTok, like, these numbers, like, these are from Pew Research. Like, these are not just like, again, some marketing company down the street. These are from Pew Research. So if you guys know Pew Research, they're pretty reputable, right? Okay. And this, the last thing too, is like, oh, really? Do I have to make videos? No, you don't need to. You don't need to, right? But look, they get 70% more engagement. Okay? So Rick mentioned, you don't need to get stuck in that, but Rick mentioned, like, okay, so what, Louie? Like, you're a TikTok expert. Like, so if you don't have any TikTok, why are people gonna think you're an expert? So this is July, July 11th, 2022. I've got 56 followers, 62 likes. I've got now, this is just yesterday, 8,623 followers, 18,000 likes.
So on content, is it what you and your team are creating, or are you guys pulling information from other, other content and making it more or less your own, or a mixture of both?
So the question is, are you creating original content or are you repurposing other people's content? So for me,
Right.
I make original content. However, that doesn't mean that you have to. So, and I'm not gonna get into like a whole bunch of the creative stuff, but like on all the platforms, like I can be here on one side of the screen and somebody else's videos on the other side of the screen, right? Or I could repurpose your content and do a tag. So, I mean, that gets a lot more complicated, but for me, it's all original content. It doesn't mean one way or the other, it just is information,
Right.
okay? One of the things I wanna say on this is, and I'm happy and I'm pleased with 8,623 followers, like that's great. And the reason why I wanna mention that is because if you are thinking about it, like it's really aligned with the kind of person I am, the kind of business I have, so it feels comfortable. If you went on here and you're like, okay, I know she's a TikTok expert, but she's just like some marketer, and she has 400,000 followers? Like, that's weird. Like, why would she have 400,000 followers? Like, what happened, right? So I'm not saying one way or the other, I'm just saying, like, if you're looking at things, we all know, like, if you're looking at Coca-Cola social media, and it shows that they've got 200,000 followers for Coca-Cola, you're on the wrong account. Coca-Cola should have millions, right? It's Coke, right? They should have millions of followers. I'm on the wrong account, right? But how does Joe's Plumbing, how are they having, 25,000 followers? Like, a disconnect. So I'm not saying one way or the other, I'm just kind of pointing it out, is that when you're showing up in the space, like, what does that look like? I met another digital marketer on Saturday night. He's 30 years old, totally fine. And he's walking around with some equipment. I'm like, hey, are you a videographer? He's like, yes, I do more than that. I'm a digital marketer. I'm like, hey, me too. And he's probably all like, okay, grandma, like, go over there and hang out on Facebook. And I'm like, oh, let me show you my Instagram account. Oh, let me show you my TikTok account. I'm like, oh, what's yours? You know, and I'm like, oh, 90,000 followers, 250,000 views. I'm all like, hey, look at me, I got 8,000. He's all like, okay, good job, but he's 30, and his whole specialty is all about cars. So he was out at Barrett-Jackson, he had a media pass, he's out there, right? And you can imagine, you hashtag Barrett-Jackson, and you're showing the newest Mustang with a VIN of 001, and it's views after views, comments after comments, and I'm all like, hey, look at me. Okay, I'm gonna like go over here, see you later. I'm like, okay, right? She's like, but I like your shoes. I'm like, oh yeah, thank you. I feel validated by the thing. Well done, thank you. Okay. So I just wanted to show you that. Why you need to use TikTok, yeah, 1 second. Why you need to use TikTok, getting started, and then using it for business. So go ahead.
So with your 8,000 followers, do you track like how much business you get from them, or because obviously with him having 90,000, you're looking at these cars, but it doesn't mean that it's monetizing.
Yep,
So-
great question, like 100% great question. So I'm still gonna go back to, kind of along your question around SEO, what's your strategy? What's your strategy? So let me tell you what my strategy is. This is how I, as a small business owner, this is how I use social media. Social media is two things for me. One, credibility. Consistently showing up with a consistent brand everywhere, credibility, and number two, top of the funnel. Okay, that's me. I drive people to my website, to the lead magnet, then they come in, make an appointment. My call to action is make an appointment with me. I get 6 to 8 appointments a week from my top of the funnel, and I'm doing paid ads. So it's not only, it's what's your strategy. Can you only do this and build your business? Yes, but what's your strategy? What's your product? What's your service? I have a client, she's 62 years old, PhD, relationship therapist. I don't want to be on TikTok. Nobody's on TikTok. No, I'm 62, it's not gonna work, blah, blah, blah. She started in July. She has 80,000 followers. She has 800,000 views and likes and all that stuff. Because she shows up authentically. That's all she's doing for her business. She drives people into make an appointment, talk to me, webinars, stuff like that. It works. I don't want to be like, oh, it just works, do these 3 things. I mean, it's all part of the strategy, and what else is going on?
Now, is she doing paid ads too, or just?
She is doing paid ads, but the paid ads are list build, so they're going on in the background all the time. So it's click here for the PDF download. So it's list build, So now her list is 500, now it's 200, 2,000, now it's 5,000, now it's 7,000, because they're always going on in the background. Because on list build, I'm having specifically targeted to the people I want. And that's what I say is a strategy, is that it's yes and content in the front, paid ads on the back, so you can say, I want it at this zip code and 2 miles around it. Right? I don't need to pay for ads that are freaking in New York City. I'm a local business. I want people walking in my door and buying lingerie. Am I supposed to post? Yeah. Am I supposed to post every day on TikTok? The answer's not no. Yeah, the answer's not no. But what are you doing for paid ads? How are you bringing people in? And I don't want to say you need to pay for ads. It's just what's the strategy? It's this piece, this puzzle piece. How do you fit that mosaic together to create success for you? Your question, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I was curious for your growth in your following over the last 6 months. Was that just due, do you think, to consistency? You talked about posting 20 pieces of content a week.
A month, yeah.
A month, I'm sorry. Or is that when you started it, July? Or were you doing that prior to July? And what do you attribute, I guess, that change to?
Yeah. So a really great question, right? Like, so, okay, so how to get to the 8,000 in 6 months, 7 months, okay? So let me go back again to the algorithms and what I've learned. So everyone in here is familiar with loyalty programs, or, you know, you've got your favorite clients, or, right? We all know what that all looks like. So think about that same type of model, but on algorithms. So if you're posting consistent content, I'm not saying every day, that's not what I'm saying. If you're posting consistent content, I'm walking into that coffee shop every day and buying a coffee every day. They know me. I'm doing it every day. If you're posting consistent content, if you're a user of the platform, it knows that. It knows that you're active. Like, people don't check TikTok. They watch TikTok. They're not on TikTok for 5 seconds. TikTok is the #1 leading platform of people consuming content. So it's at about 75 minutes on average. The #2 is Facebook, and it's like at 32 minutes. So it's not just like, oh, that's 75 minutes, it's 72 minutes, and 60 minutes. Like, look at that difference, right? So the reason why I'm saying that is, as a consumer, it knows I'm consuming content. It knows I'm posting content. If I'm paying for ads, it knows I'm paying for it. So guess what? Now it knows that I'm a loyal customer. I've got all of my little stamps on my little stamp-free coffee. And it knows that, and now it's rewarding the content that I'm posting. And it's showing it to more people. So it's not like, oh, hey, look at me, I'm posting great content. It's yes, and. I'm doing this action, I'm doing this action. Okay, great, I don't have all this time. I'm not the only one, I have a team. I have a team. My VA, my virtual assistant, is me. Literally, has my logins, is Louie on TikTok. You also, like, for commenting, hey, thanks for liking my post. Oh, your post is stupid. I appreciate your opinion, thank you, smiley face. I mean, I don't care. All of those little actions all work with the algorithm to make the algorithm your friend. So my VA is me, and Louie's out there, not me, but Louie, my login, is out there interacting with people, hashtag searching, thank you for the comment, oh, I love that video, super cool. My VA is doing it on LinkedIn, my VA is doing it on TikTok, my VA is doing it on Instagram, my VA is in all the Facebook groups. And I'm not saying yay me, I'm just saying, like, that's not where I have my time. My time needs to be here in front of people, helping you guys to
So
learn more.
when you say your VA, for those of us who are maybe a little more naive, are you meaning kind of like a bot or something?
Virtual assistant.
No, it's a
How is
person.
that?
It's a person.
So you have somebody hired to?
It's an assistant. Yeah. Well, no,
Kind of.
I have an assistant. So it's an admin assistant. So I have an
it's
admin
actual
assistant.
person that's doing it,
Yeah.
it's not like a tool.
Yeah, it's a real person.
Okay.
But when she's on, she logs into TikTok as Louie. She's not logging in as herself.
So do they go in and look at all your notifications and then effectively respond to everything that you're getting in all of those platforms?
Because I know the way the algorithms work.
And some businesses offer that kind of integration with the service that they're providing in terms of
Some
making sure that
businesses like
they,
mine.
right, but not all.
Correct.
Some
Because
will,
it's time consuming.
yeah, some will just create the content and post it and not engage for you. Some may pay for ads and some might not, but that was something I learned today. You have to feed the beast in every capacity. You can't just try to get up on your
Yeah.
engagement or anything else.
Yeah, and you guys are probably like, really, seriously, why can't I just go back to the yellow pages and put an ad in?
Yeah, amen.
Yeah, I know. Like, those are the good old days. I had a paper route since I was 9 years old. You put an ad in the newspaper. I hated Wednesdays and Sundays. They had more ads. And I don't want to say, like, but those are the good old days, but they just don't exist. They don't exist.
There's so many options to find the right platform that works for your brand.
Goes back to strategy.
Right.
Just go back to strategy. Go ahead.
So you talked about strategy, you talked about algorithms, so how beneficial is it to actually use hashtags?
Good question. Before I touch on that, anything else real quick?
Back to the security question I asked.
Yep. And I don't get that.
don't think that you can put your eggs all in one basket.
Correct.
You have to have different mediums out there to experience that. And I'm coming up from the yellow pages, so I
Yeah, but you're
know
not-
how
you're not the only
important the
one.
yellow pages work, okay? But if there's a film out there that is relative to that, and it is creating income for the person who's using it, I personally would not discard it.
Correct. And what is that?
Well, there's several different ones out there.
Okay, I'm open to hearing.
Okay. I haven't ventured into those, other than my own personal business myself, which is a magazine. It's a digital copy, but it reaches a tremendous amount of people, if you will.
Mm-hmm.
And it brands the businesses who's actually advertising in it.
Right. So you're charging people to show up on your platform, which is your magazine.
Correct.
Right. Right. It's just, I mean, I'm not being disparaging. It's the same
no,
model,
you
right?
can- you are. That's great. That's
thank
great.
you.
I like that.
Yeah. Right. It's the same model.
Mhm.
I'm going to create this, XYZ, and I'm going to charge people to do that.
Mhm.
To advertise on it, to walk in and buy something from my store. I'm charging them because they're giving me money in exchange for this product. Let me come back to this. Let me get to her question, okay? Okay, so, great question, and I'm not dodging it at all. That's not it at all. So, the question is like, what about this regulation stuff? Because it's very big in the news, okay? I'm not defending any platform, I'm not defending any direction, I'm not defending anything, okay? This is what I understand because of my experience. A lot of people, because people come up to me all the time and they say, what about this TikTok thing? And I don't want to use TikTok and they're spying on me. I mean, it's not about one way or the other, it's just information. Okay, so firstly, is TikTok spying on me and they're getting my information? Yes, so is Google, so is Facebook, so is Instagram, so is everything.
They're just based in another country.
Right. Yes, but how about, your banks? Do your banks know where you go and use your cards? Yeah. Like, I'm not defending anything. The answer is yes, but the answer is yes for all of us on everything and
So why does
everywhere.
the government single out TikTok?
The short answer is because it's good for optics. Now, again, I'm not going into one way or the other, and I am gonna give a little bit more information on that stuff too, right? Okay? So, I'm not defending one way or the other. I'm just saying, like, none of us, like all of us in this room, maybe except for you, maybe, but anyway, regardless, we all grew up with this concept of like privacy. I was born in 1966. I heard these words all the time growing up, privacy. Oh, privacy, this is my privacy. The government's like invading my privacy, all this other stuff. I don't know when it went away, but it doesn't exist anymore. There is no privacy. And I'm not saying like there's no privacy, but there's not. Because everything's interconnected, right? Everything's interconnected. So TikTok knows your information, but Facebook knows way more because Facebook went public in 2012.
I think it stems from, and this is my comment, this is what I read, like them stealing intellectual property. They're big into, what they say is they can find out they're thieves of intellectual property.
So it's beyond that.
It is, but
Because
to your point
as a judge,
too.
I'm not allowed to have it on my phone.
Right, yeah, and so a lot of it is, okay, so that's not my expertise, but here's a couple things. Here's just human behavior. So I was just talking to you guys about like, this is how TikTok got so big, it was COVID, like all these people were, okay, that totally makes sense, we know that. When I was at dinner on Saturday night, the next question that the woman asked me, who's 77 years old, why are people, like, I don't get it, why are people on TikTok? Okay, so the reason why people are on TikTok is because it's storytelling and it's human to human.
Right.
This is not new.
That's the
We
way
can
people
look at-
communicate. We
Yeah,
love
it's-
stories and we love
Yeah, we can look at, you can go to Rome and you can see the Colosseum. Yeah, okay, they had fights and like people got eaten, I'm not saying that, but they had plays. They had plays. And they just told stories. And how did that Bible thing get written before it was even writing time? And I'm not saying like that Bible thing, like negative, I'm just like, right? How did it get written before people were writing? Storytelling. Why is TikTok popular? because it's storytelling with movement,
Right.
with talking, with real people. And you see people cry, and you see people show up in their pajamas, and you see people fall down, and you see people being people.
How does that differ from a reel on Facebook?
A reel? So, I mean,
Facebook has a different demographic than TikTok. I mean, they all have different
Instagram.
simple, yeah.
Yeah. So Instagram is still a lot more controlled and a lot more curated. The content you're gonna see on Instagram, I mean, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube Shorts, like, they're like crap. Like, what happened? We just got our lunch eaten, and we're gonna try and catch up. This is the social media pyramid. TikTok's at the top,
Right.
and everything flows down. This trend flows down. This time on the video flows down. Everything flows down from up here at TikTok. Now, the reason why I wanted to say all that about storytelling is because also, as a government employee or whatever it is, I don't want you freaking on your phone watching TikTok when I'm paying you. Because we just started that conversation of like, it's addictive.
Right. 75
I'm gonna
minutes
be
of
on TikTok for
consumer
10
shit.
minutes and it's
Right.
3 hours later.
Right.
Okay? I don't want that. So I'm gonna say you can't do that. Okay, now let's say like the safety, the security and all that kind of stuff. Okay, I don't know because I'm not in this, I'm not in government, intelligence, I'm not in cybersecurity. Can they find out information? Probably. I mean, I'm not saying yes or no, but why couldn't they? The NSA can find out anything that they want about me and I'm an American citizen. And I'm not being negative one way or the other. I'm just saying like, yeah, probably. So it is better for the United States government and any of the governments, whatever, to take a stand right now in 2023, the way that the politics are, the global politics are, and say, we don't trust TikTok because they are a communist country that's running it. I'm not saying one way or the other. I'm just saying like it's a lot easier for them, for them to stand on that. That's just information. Is it bad? Are hot wings bad? Oh, I'm allergic to hot wings. If I eat a hot wing, I'll die and I'll be in anaphylactic shock and I'll be like in a coma for so to me it's good. Well, that's not true, but like, okay, for me it's bad. So are hot wings bad binarily, right? Is it all right? No, right? So it's about everything. What do you make of it? So what's going to happen? Is the American government going to regulate TikTok? I don't know. That's not my specialty. But what I think is going to happen is I think TikTok will become an American business. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. And it'll show up as American business.
Right.
The
Okay.
media
Right.
stories will change.
The government then has control on it and can regulate it just like Google, Instagram, Facebook, all the other stuff.
Yeah. They're also
Content-wise?
not very regulated, right?
Right. Right.
Content-wise though, being in China, it's regulated harder for what they see on their TikTok.
But yeah, right, because they're a communist country, so they're very, you know, you guys saw what happened a couple of months ago when they pushed back on like, we're done with this COVID thing, and the government changed like the next day. They're like, okay, we'll just open it back up, that's fine. Right. I'm not just being like, you know, just like being just like nonchalant about it, but if people are going to start changing in China, they're going to start pushing from the inside, not because America's going to, yes, use TikTok or not use TikTok. Okay. The other thing I wanted just to say on that is, as one more thing about business, which you guys you people know about business, Facebook, Meta, right? Facebook is a publicly traded company. It's regulated by the SEC. Google, Alphabet, is a publicly traded company. It's regulated by the SEC. LinkedIn, all of them, Twitter, I don't know, right? And I'm not even going to talk about Twitter, right? But this platform called TikTok, the money is from investors. It's not publicly traded. It's not having to be monetized by figuring out how much money they have to bring in for a quarterly earnings. So all of you guys as business owners, if you're under pressure that this is what I have to meet on quarterly, that's a lot different than I could take a 3-year strategy view. I can take the long view. Have you guys seen the Great Wall? Like, we're in this for a while. So you guys over there in America, you can be all uncomfortable, like, we'll just be hanging out over here, putting another brick on the Great Wall, waiting for you. I'm not sticking up for them or anything, I'm just saying, like, if you're not controlled by SEC,
Right. You have
And
less
you're not-
hoops to jump through.
you've got a lot more, you can wait,
Right.
see what that all looks like. So, I don't know if that helps or not, but it addresses, because it's in the headlines all the time. Why do I wanna be on TikTok? One of the questions is like, can I be on TikTok and do anything with it and grow my business? The answer is yes, absolutely. Well, what's your strategy?
And I guess I think probably because I wear two hats, one is a hearing officer and the other is that I own an insurance agency. So I look at liability and stuff. I'm being told over here on my government hat, what you do on your personal phone is your business, nothing that's so it's not about them not, I'm a judge. I mean, they aren't worried about me sitting on TikTok all day, but they are worried about the security of all of the files, all of the information, the financials, the income statements of the businesses when I'm dealing with valuing say a $33 million building that is the worth of the building is based on what it's generated, and so the people are giving an income statement, and they don't want that to get into Chinese hands.
Sure, but I'm not saying yes or no, right? But we all know, like, everything can be hacked.
So I guess I think of that, and it's not hacking because they own it. So they've got access to all of that. And so if we look at things that are like our water rights, our any of the things that we have that they've been buying up, and we know, we're hearing things about that and how it's affecting us in this country. So then you think, well, okay, if they're doing that, what's to stop them also when we've got all these people that want to come across the border to take what they're giving them all their personal information and saying, hey, let's sell this for fake IDs or whatever else.
Yeah, but that's already happened.
Yeah, hey, I'm not, we're at 1 o'clock right now, and hopefully we have to get going.
Yeah,
But
sure, thank you.
I don't have a TikTok account, and I wanna know how to start one and then how to build it. I don't have one, zero.
Yeah,
So
I guess
I'm
what I
at
was
ground
saying-
zero, so
yeah.
can we just get started on that?
Yes.
So real quick one, actually, because I think
Go ahead and take a picture.
question.
Yes.
Take a picture of this?
Yeah, can we have you back another day? Would that be
Sure.
okay, where you start here? And
You
skip
can-
all the background?
Yes.
Because this is what's important, is I don't have an account. The only reason I came today was because I don't have an account and I wanna start one.
Right.
And,
So go ahead and take a picture of this.
okay,
And then, because that's what my little mini course is, $37, not gonna put you back very much. It's gonna tell you what kind of account do I need to get? What am I supposed to put on my profile? What kind of words am I supposed to do? How do I get started? So the answer is yes, I'd be happy to come back. Thank you for your time, thank you for your information, thank you for your great question. I wanna come back to what she asked. What about this hashtags? Are hashtags useful? Yes, hashtags are useful. They're useful because they help to put your content in front of people who are following those hashtags. But let me say one thing about hashtags. Is it loading? Anybody who took a picture? Okay.
yeah, mine would.
All right, let me say one thing about hashtags, because this is where a lot of people get stuck. The hashtags that you use have to be what your customers your customers are looking for. I had to work with my assistants. They kept hashtagging social media, hashtag digital marketing, hashtag TikTok expert, hashtag, I'm like, no, like, my customers are not, they're not like putting up a picture of their kids and putting hashtag social media, hashtag digital marketer, hashtag TikTok expert. They're putting up they're putting up hashtag I love my kids. They're putting it up there, hashtag, mompreneur, right? What are your customers using as hashtags? Then go find that. Don't hashtag your expertise. Does that make sense? Right? So I've got a client she goes to people's houses, she picks up their dogs, she goes hiking with the dogs, and then she brings the dogs back home. So she's going to be hashtagging hashtag dog mom, hashtag dog dad, hashtag, whatever the popular breeds are. I love my boxer. Not like hashtag, Scottsdale dog walker. Because if I'm a pet owner, I'm not doing hashtag Scottsdale dog walker, right? I'm putting in there hashtag like, I love my that's just kind of a really important point, because yes, it will put your content more in front of those right people.
For those of you who don't have a TikTok account, you can't actually put hashtags in the description when you upload. That's what that says.
But that gets into like a little bit more. But to how do you start? Like download the app. No, I mean, I'm being serious. Download the app, start as a user. Don't start as a business. Start as a user. Like, I love TikTok as a user because of the diversity that I see, because of the knowledge that's presented to me. Because I'm seeing people that are in all over the world, and I'm seeing so many other things than I see in Cave Creek. I'm as a user.
Just
And I'm
know
not
you're gonna
saying-
need 75 more minutes of your day.
But and I just say start, because then you'll start seeing businesses, lawyers, this is how lawyers are showing up, doctors, this is how doctors are showing up, this is how specialists are showing up, this is how financial experts are showing up, this is how insurance people are showing up, this is how retailers and small businesses are showing up. This is how people in their 50s are showing up, this is how people in their 60s are showing up, this is how people in their 70s and their 80s and their 90s are showing up.
And again, for the people who are doing TikTok, it's a 3-minute thing, so that's why it turns into 75 minutes versus.
Yeah, and I don't mean to keep you, so I mean, if you need to leave, take this, I've got business cards also, I'll just put them here. I have a full agency, full service agency done for you. So we do social media management, we do short form video creative, you know, we're there. Next right thing marketing to help you do the next right thing, to grow your business. Yeah, I'm sorry, buddy.
Oh, can you put the hashtags in the comment section that you need to show? Because it's so each algorithm has to run down.
It does, yeah.
I just know it gets really messy, so you have like.
It's different than Instagram.
Yeah, but it still feeds it though, right?
Yeah, thank you so much. It does. Anything else? And again, thank you for your time, you guys. Thank you for your time.